Alright, what up boys? So since I just made a gym video, I figured I might as well just share my routine. It's mostly going to be for myself. I just want to compare my weights today to my weights like a year from now and just like see the improvement. I did mention in the last video, I am no gym guru, okay? I signed up for the gym in January 2023, that's 3 years ago. And I had 37 sessions between now and then, right? Now, sure, I had some home sessions too, but basically I was inconsistent, lazy, and I would always burn out basically. But now it's different, and I'm hoping by February 21st this year, so in less than 3 weeks now, I would have doubled my sessions from the last 3 years in just 39 days. So let's make sure that keeps going, eh? So for anyone interested, this is not a routine guide. I'm not telling you how to work out. This is no like optimized super duper strategy bullshit. I'm just a semi-overweight gamer trying to better himself by building a daily habit for the rest of his life, all right? Do not take me for gospel, please. You can follow along if you want, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying this isn't like some bro split thing. So I started on the 13th of January. I decided to go for a push-pull legs 6 days a week, but I still go on the 7th day as well just to hit the treadmill, get some fat burn going, sorry. I've got a holiday in late April that I want to be in good shape for, so I do have a bit of external motivation as well. But overall, I just wanted to start building a body I was proud of and, do something good for my brain. Like, I'll be honest, I want to look in the mirror and be like, yeah. You know what I mean? I want to look in the mirror and just be like, yeah, you look good, man. Just sue me, all right? So this is my very, very minimalist routine. I'll give you the routine and then I'll tell you the weights that I'm currently doing. So push day, these are the fundamentals. Bench press and then like a dumbbell shoulder press, some lat raises and a tricep exercise. Every other session I will mix it up a little bit. So let's say I got the bench press going, right? Maybe one day I'll do the bench press and then maybe one day I'll do the incline bench press. Maybe one day I'll do shoulders with dumbbells. Maybe one day I'll do the barbell with shoulder press. The lateral raises are mandatory. The tricep exercise is usually like a cable pull down. I switched to a straight bar recently. I feel like I get the best burn out of that. I do like the single R ones, but honestly, I'm trying to be as quick as possible. I'm not lazy, but I'm trying to be quick, right? So I don't have time to be doing these one arm exercises. I like to do both arms at the same time if I can, unless it's a bicep curl. For some reason, I do those one at a time. So speaking of bicep curl, let's move on to the pull day. I've got lat pull down, which I've kind of switched to the diverging lat pull down now. I don't know why, it's just so much easier. I've got the seated machine row, which I do want to kind of get some variety going there. I got the seated incline bicep curl, which is so much better than regular bicep curls. I really feel the burn with that one, and some rear delt flies as well. So like I said, with the seated row, I might try and substitute that for a barbell row sometimes or something. I just feel like I want to have some variety there. I also want to try the cable bicep curls, but I did try them the other day and I just simply was not strong enough for them, bro. Rear delt flies, of course, for the big shoulders. Same with lat raises. You know, boys, we got to get that V-taper going, you know what I mean? And then leg day. So leg day is where we finally get a bit of variation. So we have 2 different leg days, leg day 1 and 2, I guess, right? So weighted bar squats are going to be mandatory on both leg days. On leg day 1, we would do RDLs. I did my first set of Romanian deadlifts 2 sessions ago. They're going to become mandatory. I found out I was kind of neglecting my glutes and my hip flexors or some shit. And I heard RDLs are really good for both of those. And the hamstring machine never really gave me much of a burn on the hamstrings. So I thought RDLs sound perfect, really. I'll also do the 2 hip machines on this day. One's an abductor and one's an adductor. I don't know what the fuck they do, bro. I just hit them because I don't really know how else to hit them, to be honest with you. And then I'll finish off that day with calf raises. Your boy cycles, you know, so I take pride in my big calves. I hit them on both leg days. Leg day 2, I still do the barbell squats, of course, but instead of RDLs, because they really fucked my hamstrings up last time, bro, it took me days to recover. I swapped that out for the hamstring curl machine, and then I'll do some leg extensions, which recently made a debut. Sure, quads get hit with the squats, but I feel like just giving them a dedicated exercise is a pretty good idea. And then I will see that off with some calf raises as well. So that is my weekly routine. I probably should have mentioned that every single exercise you see will be for 3 sets. So every day I do 4 exercises, 3 sets. I try to train to failure on basically every exercise. And if I don't, the last set will always be to failure, regardless of how much I'm lifting. Sometimes I try and save some in the bank. It depends. While I'm there, I usually listen to like a podcast or an audiobook. you know, double up on productivity, two birds, one stone type shit. I'm not really much of a music listener anyway, to be honest. And yeah, now I will go through the weights on the days. Let me just scroll down to them real quick. Okay, so from 3 weeks ago, 22 days ago, until today, I will tell you the weights that I had for each one. This is going to be my first session and compared to my last session that I've just recently done. So bench press, I started with 10 kg, that's 5 kg plates on both sides, 8, 8, 6, and that was the absolute failure. And now I'm at 20 kg for 3 sets of 10, so that's a nice improvement so far. Shoulder press with the dumbbells, it was 8 kg dumbbells, 12, 12, 9 for the reps. And then last session I did barbell shoulder press for 15 kg, so 7.5 on both sides, 3 sets of 8. I think that's 35 including the bar, right? So I guess you could say that's like 12.5 dumbbells. I don't really know how it equates, but you know, I'm just kind of ripping off dome here. Lateral raises. This was a big problem on the first day. I did 8 kg, 3 sets of 8, and I nearly fucking injured myself, bro. I felt something twist in my bicep. It felt horrible. I think I really nearly made a big mistake. So I have dropped down to 6 kg on those, and now I'm doing 3 sets of 15 with way better form and like a much better burn as well. So I'm probably going to stick to those, although 3 sets of 15, maybe I will move it back up to 8, but we'll see on the next session. Tricep pull down, I was at 27 kg on the first day, 14, 11, 6, very strange rep range here, that's just a max failure. And then last session was 32 kg, 15, 10, and 10. So some pretty good improvements all around on the push day that I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. So pull days, lat pull down, I started at 39 kg, 3 sets of 10, but I marked in the notebook that the form was really bad. Now I'm on diverging lat pull down, it's 25 kg both sides for 3 sets of 15. So while that's 50 kg, I don't really know how diverging lat translates, because I'm pretty sure the one with the regular bar is just way harder. So if I said the last set that I did with the regular bar, it was actually exactly the same, 39 kg for 3 sets of 10, but the form was way better, and the burn was actually in the back and not the forearms. We'll talk about that later, but the forearms giving way was a big problem for me. Seated row, I started on 25, we did 10, 10, 12. And again, I put in the notebook here that the form was very debatable and very cheaty, probably why I got 12 reps at the end, which doesn't really make any sense. That is now to 32 kg with 3 sets of 12, and I marked in the notebook that I had plenty of fuel spare, which was funny because the session before this I tried 32 kg and I marked it as nope, not happening, so that was pretty interesting. The reason there was plenty of fuel spare for these 2 exercises was because I had to do push and pull in the same day. So I didn't want to like go to max on every single exercise because I couldn't go to the gym the following day. So I had to kind of conserve myself. So the second exercise in that regard is the bicep curl. I started at 6 kg, 15, 12, and 12. I'm now at 10 kg for 3 sets of 8. But again, I put fuel left, but conserving. So yeah, from 6 kg to 10 kg, that's I'm pretty happy with that as well, to be honest with you. And lastly, the rear delt fly, which has seen the least improvement, but I suppose the rear delts are quite a small muscle. I've gone from 25 kg to 10, 8, 8-ish. So I assume I put ish because the form was really bad and I cheated some at the end. The same weight at the current day at 25 kg, but now I'm at 12, 11, 8, and slow controlled reps with much better form, right? Leg days, weightless squats, sorry, bar squats, but they were weightless at first. I only recently started doing squats and deadlifts, so I can't really count them. Same with extensions, to be honest with you, but we'll do it anyway. So bar with no weight, did 3 sets of 10, and now I'm up to 10 kg for 10 reps. I only added weight on the last session. Deadlifts I've only done once, so I can't really compare them. Extensions I haven't really done either much, just because I was doing different exercises, but I've gone from 32 kg for like 3 sets of 12, now I'm at 39 kg for 3 sets of 12. Hamstring curls I've actually dropped, funnily enough. Hamstring curls I've gone from 32 to 27 because I wanted to get my form better, and the RDLs fucked me up so much that I didn't want to put my hamstrings under too much pressure anyway, so I'm doing 27, 3 sets of 12, and the form felt way better. I got way better burn. Calf raise, 79 kg, 3 sets of 12 is up to 86 kg, 20, 20, 15 plus 5, meaning I cheated the 5 reps at the end. So I might even be moving up to like 90 plus on these fucking calves. Big up the calves, love the calves. And then, yeah, I forgot to track the hit machine in this, but man, who gives a fuck about the hit machine, bro? Let's be honest, man. Who gives a fuck about the hit machine, man? It was 30, 35, like 10 or 12 reps or something. Anyway, that is my 22 progress so far. It'll be 23 tonight when I go in for pool day. Just over 3 weeks in, we got another 78 days to go. So I think I'm going to do another 1 or 2 updates this year. The main ones are going to be comparing it to the end of the 100 days, and then it's going to be comparing it in a year's time as well to see how much I've changed between now and then. I think one reason that I wanted to mention why I'm managing to stay so much more consistent with this one is because I'm not stressing myself over food. I think that was a big deal for me last time. This time I'm not actually eating very healthy. I'm just maintaining a deficit while getting good protein levels in. I take creatine and protein powder, and that's honestly about it, to be honest with you. I did forget to mention I do 10 to 15 minutes of an incline walk on the treadmill after every session, and on my rest days I do a 30-minute incline walk as well. And one thing I wanted to mention that I briefly went over earlier is it's not only the weights and the reps that account for progressive overload, but also the form. There's been a lot of sessions where I've actually dropped the weight as opposed to like holding it or like, upping it, just to focus on having better form. And then ironically, I get way more of a burn and I struggle way harder than what I would at a higher weight. Just because I think when your form is good, you know it because you can feel your body and your muscles burning. But when the weight is too high, your form is bad and you start relying on muscles that shouldn't be involved with the lift. And so it feels easier, but it doesn't mean it's actually better, right? So I'm trying to make sure the form is better than the weights. And yeah, the forearms that I mentioned earlier, this was a big problem with me on pull days because on lat pull downs or something like that, it was always my forearms giving out before my back. But now, I think because my back's getting a little bit stronger, I'm not noticing it so much anymore. And then another thing that I wanted to mention about that is when I'm just at work or something and I'm just sitting there, I'll just randomly start like contracting my back muscles, pulling my shoulder back, pulling my shoulder blades back, or like shrugging and stuff, and just doing anything I can to try and get like a mind muscle connection between like myself and the lats. Just constantly trying to like consciously be more connected with my muscles throughout the day when I use them. And I think honestly that's being like really helpful. And yeah, oh, I didn't even mention my weight. Sorry. Yeah, my weight. So I started at 191 pounds. 6 foot, so yeah, I'm a little bit overweight. And now 23 days later, I weighed in at 187, so that's 4 pounds lighter. Now, I will just say that was a big drop today. We usually hang around 189, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like an anomaly day. But I'm not really too fussed about losing weight quickly right now anyway. I'm just focused on like my form getting better, my reps increasing, the weight I lift is increasing, and that's all I really care about, to be honest with you. I do want to be 175 pound-ish by the end of the 100 days, but that's, if I have 11 weeks, that's a pound a week. That's a very doable routine, But anyway, I'm going to give it another 3 weeks before I start thinking about dieting and stuff, because I genuinely think this weight loss will just come to fruition on its own. I'm pretty sure I'm in a deficit and I'm getting enough protein, so I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. Now then, if you listen to all of this, are you really going to let me outlift you? I'm an overweight, lazy-ass motherfucking gamer, and I'm lifting more than you? Come on, bro. Even if you're an experienced lifter, by the way, and you're listening to this, you ain't safe, buddy. I'm coming for you. So you better not let me catch you, eh? That being said, I'll see you for another update in 7 to 7 days. This has been Big Old Jimbo. Emphasis on the big, by the way, because we're getting fucking swole, boys. And I will see you in the next. Thank you for watching, get in the gym, and fucking love your journey. Peace.